What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Threesome Show with Don and my co-host Bridget. How is everything
Hi,
going today, Bridget?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What are we talking about tonight?
Tonight we're going to be talking about how people portray themselves on social media.
That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that because there's a lot of I don't know if it's really catfishing, but there's a lot of fakeness going on social media,
Yeah,
um, and people portray themselves as more than they are because it's a space where you can do that. It's a space where you can make yourself seem better than you are or seem bigger than you are. And I guess that's why it helps when you meet somebody in real life and figure out who the hell you're really dealing with. But
right.
let's definitely talk about that. And anybody who's joining us, welcome. Appreciate y'all joining. Um, but yeah, how do you feel about how people portray themselves on social media?
So I know like one of the things that someone wanted me to discuss was like I'm gonna just I'm gonna just say women for right now because I feel like I'm not singling women out because definitely men be doing the same thing, but somebody wanted me to bring up the topic of like if a woman is showing off a lot of her body or something, do you feel like that gives men the right to come at them, that type of way, you know? And I feel like, sometimes people will throw themselves out there, and they get mad because like, people really just trying to fuck, and they coming at you in that type of way. So I do feel like it is important to watch how you put yourself out there because the type, like what you do is gonna determine the type of attention that you're getting.
Oh, I absolutely agree. So I got a couple of things to say on that. So I would be looking at pictures and women, if you got it, flaunt it. I don't have a problem with that. If your body's right, put it out there. But then, like,
Mm,
they're exposing their body, like, in different things, in lingerie or bathing suits or whatever. And then, like, the next post would be like, and I love Jesus and I'm all about Jesus. And I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Can we figure this out together? Because I don't know where you're going with this right now.
yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, I feel like me personally, I'm not perfect at all. Like I never been, I never will be perfect, but I'm always gonna love God, regardless of my flaws. But I could definitely say like, cause I used to like model a long time ago, and I used to put, I guess provocative pictures out there, and I realized like I didn't like that type of attention. You know what I'm saying? Like men was just coming at me any type of way. But the thing about it is, it wasn't like me in my bathroom or just with my underwear on. Like these were professional pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Right. See,
So
that's different. That's different.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
you and even like Nikel just said, saying swimsuit photos is cool. Saying if you on the beach,
yeah,
swimsuit photo, that's fine. But if you like in your bathroom and you got on like a bra and panties and you sitting your ass up on the edge of the sink to make your ass look like it's big or whatever, I mean, you can't get mad if somebody be like, "Yo, can I hit?" Like you are projecting yourself in that way.
right. And then I didn't want to just throw it on women because men definitely be throwing thirst traps out there. Like I ain't gonna lie, I've been
Oh
saying it
yeah.
a lot lately, where men is like trying to show off they print and stuff like that, and it's just like you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean I feel
I
like
mean,
people
if you can't any way that you will not project yourself in the real world, don't do it on social media is the way I feel. Like
true.
because there are those people who are simply out there looking for just that. Like they're looking for like if someone is looking for somebody to just hit, they're scrolling through pictures and they're looking for the provocative pictures. Okay, well, yeah, she with it, or that's what he's all about. But if you project yourself as someone who commands and demands respect, then you'll get that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna jump all over women because, like you said, dudes are doing it now, and dudes do it on multiple levels. Um, so I'm not gonna jump all over women, but all I'm saying is, if if that's what you put out there, if that's your focal point, then that's what people are gonna. That's what guys are gonna come after, or not even
Yeah.
guys, but that's what people are gonna come after. And guys, the same thing. Like if every post is how much money you making, and you know you got money up to your ear, but then you wondering why every chick is coming at your pockets.
Right.
Fucking case in point.
Like,
Like,
do you think that, like, if a woman has like a OnlyFans, do you feel like men are judging off of that? Like,
men shouldn't be judging off of that. So first of all, if a woman has an OnlyFans and a guy subscribes, like that's that's entertainment. That's what she's doing to entertain people and make money. Don't
mm,
take what she's doing to make money as a projection of who she really is.
sure.
Um, so
She said, "What's on the OnlyFans?" Honestly, I don't know because I ain't never tuned into nobody OnlyFans.
I've
But
never tuned in, but from what I understand, it gets popping.
I don't know because I feel like a lot of, like, not a lot, but some men have stuff to say about women who have OnlyFans. But I feel like, again, some of these men is really subscribed to some of these women, where it's like,
The only
how,
way that
how
you're
you
gonna
gonna be
know how you gonna know how OnlyFans has if you haven't subscribed. So
exactly?
who should be judged? Her or the female for having OnlyFans or the guy for subscribing?
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with OnlyFans. Like to me, it's like any other adult entertainer. Like um, you're gonna judge both. I don't know about judging both because she's making money. Like that's her 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
that's how she's getting that bag. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna judge her for having one, just like I wouldn't judge a porn star for doing porn.
Right.
However, you know, you might want to judge the guy who subscribes and is like, okay, so you that damn thirsty? You saw her pictures on Instagram that told you to go to her OnlyFans. You didn't see
Mhm.
enough in her pictures?
Right.
That wasn't enough for you? No judgment, but I'm not paying you to show your body when it's free on the internet. Absolutely, I agree. Like,
Yeah.
um, how do you feel about the guys that, you know, of course, the guys that show their print? First of all, who the fuck does that? Like, come the fuck on. Like,
Like,
who does that shit?
I ain't gonna lie, like, cause this is one guy who very gonna follow. He be doing that. He not from here. He from like another state, but I don't know how we started following each other. But he be definitely doing it. I don't know. Like, I'm I would talk to a dude that's like blatantly trying to show his front off, cause like, why? Um, You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get pussy on a regular that you gotta, like, oh, you gotta show somebody it. Like, I don't know. I think it's funny
Like
to
this,
me, but it's not like funny to where I would be like, oh, hey, what's up? You know?
it's along it's for me it's along the same lines as a woman who is sitting there twerking on every damn video on her damn Instagram or whatever. Like you can't do nothing else. Like there's nothing else about you. That's all you have is just twerking. Yes, we've seen your ass in 50 different pictures. Great.
Yeah,
What else do you have about you?
yeah,
You know, the only thing that you're going to attract when you do things like that is shallow people.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if that's what you want to attract, that's what you're gonna get, and then you can't complain when you go through 50 shallow people in a year talking about, oh, I'm in a new relationship. Oh, that relationship's done now too. Come on,
Mhm.
I'm not attracted to it. The man could only be a homie. Oh, so your homie could do that, but your man can't. I dig that. I dig that.
Yeah. No. I don't know. It's it's. Mm, I don't know. I feel
I
like it's social media. It's entertainment. I don't know. I don't take social media too seriously.
I really don't take it seriously at all. Like I've had women jump in my inbox and they be like, "Oh, I want to meet you," and as soon as they say stuff like that, I'm like, "Yeah, you're fake. I don't even entertain it. It's all a
Mhm.
joke to me."
Yeah.
Um, wow, she just said the same thing. Entertainment. It's a joke. Um, I have had women who will sit there and be like, "Oh, I saw your profile, and I want to get to know you, or whatever." And I'm like, first of all, if you saw my profile, there's not a whole lot about me on my damn Instagram. It's more jokes than anything else.
Yeah.
And none of those jokes would say, I want to meet this guy. None of those, all of those jokes say, this dude is an asshole. So when
Yeah.
they come and be like, oh, I want to, I think I want to meet you. I had a conversation with this girl one time and took it as far as I could possibly take it. I was like, she's like, where are you at? I was like, I'm in Brooklyn. She was like, "Oh, you in Brooklyn? Oh, that's fly, yo. I'm in Manhattan." I was like, "All right, cool, bet." You know what I'm saying? Where can we live? Where can we meet up at? And she's going back and forth, and I'm just like, "Yo, you're corny. You're not in Manhattan. You're anywhere near New York. You just want to have a conversation, and you want to flaunt and get a lot of them try to get money out of you.
Mhm.
Um, so it's like, why are we playing this game? And a lot of guys will push up on a woman or jump in a woman's DM. They don't even live in the same city, state, let alone the same city.
Mhm.
And they jump in their DM. Come on, are you going to pay for her trip to come see you? Are you about to fly out? Then stop. Why are you doing this?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Social media is real wild. I feel like people get exploited on there too, especially
Oh,
like
very
men.
much so.
Yeah.
Very much
I
so.
There was a couple incidents where like men thought they was talking to real women, and they're like, "Oh, send me these type of pictures," and then next thing you know, like they like, "If you don't send me this amount of money, I'm gonna show your wife." Stuff like that, and it's really like a new scam out here. Um,
That's crazy.
no, men is getting
That,
got for real.
that's
I
crazy.
know two people that's happened to.
Like, women are really doing that? Like,
The
oh,
whole time
I'll
it's not even
show.
it. It's not even women. It's men.
Oh, shit.
So
It gets
there are
better.
men. There are men that are making like fake profiles, like they're women. They acting like they women. They hitting men up like, oh, and it's like they following like, like most men like they might tag their wife or whoever and they girlfriend and they pictures and shit. So it's like the men will sit here and follow this man, act like a woman, put up all of these pictures of a woman that they acting like follow their wife and then be like, well, they'll eventually follow. Well, they'll see, like they'll peep out their white page, and then they'll be like, "Oh, send me a dick pic or something like that." They'll send it, and then they be like, "If you don't send me this amount of money, I'm sending this to your wife." And the
That's
one,
funny.
it's a true thing, cause like somebody, I was put in a group where like that happened before. Like they was exploiting him. They added all of these people in the group. Like if you don't send me the money, and then they just started putting up the videos and stuff that he was sending to the quote unquote girl.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
Yo,
like
I'm gonna catch one of these grimy ass pastors with that shit. Fuck it, I'm gonna get paid.
yeah, yeah, for real. So the other person, this was my client story. Really, my client was telling me it happened to her. I guess her one of her husband's friends, and he was married. So instead of him like admitting to his wife that he was sending these pictures and stuff, he really gave. It was some dudes acting like a woman $5,000, and then they was like, send me another 5,000. And he like, no, like I'm not sending another 5,000. But it's really like the new scam out here. Like, and men don't even realize they getting got by other men, not even women.
Yo, that shit's crazy, yo. I hate social media. I hate it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I hate it.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, first of all, fellas, here's what you do. Here's how you avoid that whole situation. If a woman sends you a message, show it to your lady. Just air that shit out. Show it to your lady. Look what the fuck somebody sent me. Let her
Yeah.
respond to that shit.
Yeah.
Um, because if guys are getting got like that, that shit's crazy. Like, who? First of all, how thirsty are you that you have a wife and you are sending pictures of yourself, dick pics or whatever, to somebody who you don't know?
Right.
First of all, as a man, if as a man in a relationship, I would think, yo, is this shit a setup? Like, hold on, am I getting set up?
Right.
Am I getting set up by the person I'm with? Fuck that. She want to see how far I'm gonna go with that shit.
Yeah. I'm not quick to trust stuff on social media. And mind you, I'm not even in a relationship. So when I see pages that follow me that don't have like a lot of followers and stuff, I'll be like, oh, this is a catfish. Like, and
Yeah.
that's one thing I'm like, yo, nobody's gonna get me with no catfish. Like, I'm sorry.
Like I had this one. I won't even. I don't know if it was a girl or whatever, because you never fucking know. But hit me up in my DM or whatever, and then I looked at who they followed or who followed them, and it was like you have like 7 mutual friends. So I looked at the mutual friends, and I'm like, yeah, nah, this is all wrong. Every single one of those mutual friends, I know those are dog ass niggas. So if you fucks with them, you
Mm,
can't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even your type of
yeah.
person. And lo and behold, it was somebody that was fake or whatever. Because I linked out to everybody else, and it was like, yeah, they hit me up, and I just accepted their friend request, but I don't know who the hell it is. And I was like, yeah, that's just crazy that somebody goes through your page, see who you follow, reach out to them to follow them or whatever, see if they follow them
Hmm.
back. I'm like, ah, social media is a joke. It really is not.
Yeah.
If you expect to find a real person on social media, you are sadly mistaken. It's all about a front.
Yeah.
A dude that I grew up with, and I knew his economic place in life. He was taking pictures with money up to his ear and in front of a was it a Lamborghini I think or whatever. And I'm like, yo, dude, I know for a fact you've never been out the projects, and I
Yeah.
know you don't have a fucking Lamborghini. And just because you, first of all, anybody who puts money up to their ear, like stacks of money, you're really broke because people who got money don't have that shit out the bank. That shit's in the bank
Right.
secured some damn where. And I'm looking at this dude. I'm like, yo, this shit can't be real.
Yeah.
Then I found where you can get the damn fake stacks of money on was it Timu or it was either Timu or um one of those foreign fucking websites, and you can actually get stacks of money. Looks real as shit on fucking video,
Yeah.
but it's all fake money.
Yeah. And I
And I'm
don't,
like,
what is the point of that? Because it's like, if you meet a
because
woman, like, and her intentions is, oh, he got money. And then when you link up with her, you don't got it to spend.
exactly, like,
Yeah.
what is the sense in it? What is the sense in holding money up in pictures anyway?
I'm not showing nobody my money because number one, I don't want you asking me for shit. Number two, I'm not setting myself up to be robbed. Like people shouldn't know what you got.
Exactly.
It's
That's
just it's certain things you don't do, and
this.
especially like how society is now. People down bad, so they gonna rob anything they can get.
Yeah, that's one of the worst things you could do is flash your money because all you're doing is inviting somebody to rob you.
Right?
Um,
Yeah.
this fucking social media shit is crazy. Um,
Mhm.
and when I came out of my last relationship, of course, come out of a relationship, you like, I gotta get out there. I gotta I gotta make some connections. I found social media is the worst fucking place to make connections. Because even when I was
Mhm.
being an authentic person, like I was being myself, women thought, oh, you just trying to cheat. And I'm like, nah, if you just had a conversation, you know I was no longer in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, after a while, I was like, hold on, I ain't thirsty for shit. Like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
There's real women at real clubs or real bars that I could meet.
Right.
And I found that social media and the dating apps was the worst place to meet people. It was
So
just the worst.
with that being said, where do you feel like is the best places for people to meet people at? Single people.
So the best place to meet somebody, in my opinion, is go places that you actually have a genuine um, what's the word I'm looking for? Like you interest. So go to places that interest you, and I'm sure you'll find somebody that's there by themselves. If you like art, go to an art museum. Meet
Mhm.
somebody who's into art. Even if you don't know as much as you want to know about art or museums and stuff like that, find somebody who has enough knowledge because they might be there by themselves as well, or they
Yeah.
might be there with a friend, and somebody who has genuine interest with as you do. If
But
if
you
you're
don't feel
not
like
interested in being a,
you don't think opposites attract? I feel like sometimes you got to meet people to introduce you to new things. So I don't feel like
so,
that's always a setting where you need to be something that's just familiar with you. Because I feel like, how you going to learn new things and be into new things?
so you're right. Opposites do attract, and you should definitely be with somebody who's going to teach you something. If you're with somebody and they're not enriching your life at all, you're with the wrong
Mm,
person. You should be with someone who can teach you something that you don't know.
yeah.
But if you hate art museums and you go to the art museum to meet a guy, eventually when he goes to the art museum, guess what? He's going to be going by himself even when y'all together.
True.
You have to
But
have
I
some
mean,
kind of interest in it.
true. I guess so. But outside of that, like, it's no places that you feel like single people should go outside of things that just straight interest you. Where are the top five places that you can think of that single people can go to meet other good quality single people?
Ooh, good quality single people. That's an oxymoron these days. Because the dating pool got shit in it.
Yeah,
Um, if you had to
like
go someplace and meet somebody, um, if you if you have an open mind, then yes, go into a museum and meeting somebody who's into museums, so they can teach you all about being in museums. But the first thing that you have to have is an open mind. You can't close your mind and say, "Well, you know what? I'm only gonna be interested in the things that I like, and expect to find somebody who doesn't like all the things you like."
yeah.
You have to find somebody where you can kind of give and take, and like women. What I found in the last, I probably say no more than 10 years, women became more involved in more interested in sports because
Mm,
they realize men like sports. If I want to meet a man, I should probably get interested in sports.
not me.
Um, you're not into sports. You don't watch sports at all.
No, I
Good
don't.
for you. If you don't like the shit, don't watch it. Like, don't
I
do no
don't.
shit for just a
I've
man. Like,
no, I've never been interested in it. I'm not gonna lie.
like I've been with women who are very much more into sports than I have than I
Yeah,
am. Not that I don't like watching it, but I'm not a fanatic about sports.
yeah.
Um, like I have friends who will be like, they'll start talking about sports around me, and they'll be like, "Yeah, Don don't know shit about what we talking about right now." I'm like, "True, you know, but I
Hmm.
could fake it if y'all want." Um,
Yeah.
but so women have found that, okay, so since guys are into certain things, I'm going to be into certain things with them.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
Yeah, I'm definitely not a fanatic, but and I've met women who've gotten into video gaming because they man like video games, so they're like, fuck it,
hmm,
if I can't get them to put the video game down to come hang out with me, I'll pick up the video game to come hang out with him.
yeah.
That only
Yeah, that's
works if
true.
he's willing to do the same thing in reverse. If
Yeah.
he's willing to do the things that you like to do. If you like to go shopping, if he sits there and go, I'm not going shopping with you, but you're doing all the things to follow his interests, you're with the wrong person because he's selfish.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I've heard in the past that like places women can go to find good quality men, single women, is like the gym. They say juice bars, cigar lounges. Cause I feel like grown men be in cigar lounges. Do you smoke cigars or no?
I do. Cigar
Okay.
lounges, yes. Juice bars, yes. The gym, no. It's you're gonna
You
find a
don't think
bunch
good
of dudes. No, you're
you
gonna
but
find
you
dudes that are so full of them damn selves. Like
true.
I was going to the gym for a while. Um, Me and my lady, we were going to the gym, and I would see the dudes in there. And if you're only in the gym and you're either staring in the mirror or you're staring at the woman on the machine, you're at the gym for the wrong damn reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
True.
juice bars,
But
yes.
but
Oxygen
I
bars,
feel like
yes.
somebody who goes to the gym is somebody who's like very self-disciplined. So I feel like mentally that might be a strong man for, a woman to possibly. I can't say I never met no man in the gym, but I'm just saying this is off of stuff that I've read before. They said that's where you can find high value men.
So if you go to ladies, if y'all go to the gym and you see a guy who is just basically focused on his workout, that's
Mm-hmm.
it. That he's not looking around, and you can tell the difference. You can tell the
Mm-hmm.
dudes that are sitting there and they are just basically they're working out. They're in there for how long it takes for them to do their sets, and they're out.
Yeah.
They're not mingling. They're not trying to meet people. They're focused on their workout. If you are workout focused, then that's somebody. Hey, I noticed that you did. I noticed you doing your sets. Is there any way you can show me something like that? That's somebody. That's a connection. But if he's sitting there and he goes to the gym and he's on the treadmill and the whole time his head's on a pivot, you know what I'm saying? He's watching everything that's going on. He ain't focused on his workout. That's not how.
Yeah.
Especially if you're into working out. That's not who you want to link up with.
Mm-hmm.
He's in there to meet people.
Yeah. Yeah, so outside of this, what do you think? Because I have a client who's about to get engaged, and I'm happy for him. But what do you think? What advice can you give to men? Because I know you've been married before. What do you think men are some of the things that men need to do to prepare themselves for marriage? What do you think
Oh,
is very important?
good
Like a
question.
very important thing.
So, I'm gonna sound cynical in some of the things I'm gonna say, but here it goes. First thing that you should do to prepare yourself for marriage, and this is going to sound crazy, stop having sex for a while.
Okay. What reason?
because you want to make sure that you have something else in common other than sex. You want to make sure that you have good conversation. And
Mhm.
if everything that built up your marriage or everything that's creating your marriage evolves around sex, that's going to taper off.
Okay.
Life happens. Life begins to life.
Mhm.
And if you think that I'm going to marry this woman because we have great sex, you're marrying for the wrong damn reason. That shit ain't going to last. Stop having sex for a while. With
Yeah.
just cut sex out for a minute and see if there's something else that you all can do other than sex that still stimulates each other. That's the most important thing. Um, if you still have that wandering eye, and the caveat to that, if you still have a wandering eye and you're doing it behind your woman's back already, you're not ready to get married.
Okay.
Now, there's guys who have a wandering eye, and there's some women who like shit. I'm cool with that shit because I like to look too. So,
Yeah.
but if you're doing it behind her back already, you've already cheated before you got married.
Yeah.
So, you definitely have to be open and honest. And part of that honesty is, are we more than just each other's body? Because that shit, it, in a perfect world, when you get married, you are gonna still have as much sex as when you first got together. That's the perfect world.
Mhm.
And there's no such thing as the perfect world. Life happens. She has stress at work. So she may come home and she's like, I don't want to have sex right now. I got a lot of shit on my mind. How are you gonna engage her in conversation to deal with what she's went through for the day, and not just get frustrated because you want to have sex and she don't.
Yeah.
Um, I I was telling a friend of mine that because he was getting ready to get married and he was like, "Yo, the sex is awesome," and I was like, "That's not marriage. Like that's dating. Dating sex is
Yeah.
great. That shit is all the time great. I don't give a fuck if y'all see each other 7 days a week and y'all having sex 7 days a week. If you get married and you live with somebody, this shit that starts to happen. It's called bills. It's called life. It's
Mhm.
especially if you got kids.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things that change the dynamic, especially for guys because guys are notorious for and I could raise my hand because this was me at one point in my life. We take for granted what we have.
Mhm.
So when you're dating somebody or when you just starting out in a relationship, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna buy you some flowers. I'm gonna let you know how good you look. But when you get in a marriage, you gotta make sure that you continue to do that. You
Yeah.
gotta continue to let her know that you still appreciate everything about her. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You gotta
Yeah.
appreciate all those things. When she comes in and she's frustrated, but when she's frustrated, she got that cute little smirk on her face. You know what I'm saying? Let her know, you know what, I know you frustrated, but you still look cute to me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Mhm.
still look good.
Yeah.
And guys forget to do that.
Yeah.
Ladies, ladies, sex, when you get married, the worst thing that you can do is think that sex is a gift, a present, or a prize. Sex is something that you should want to do with your man.
Yeah.
If you get to the point where sex is like a present or a prize, the marriage is over. The marriage is done. Like you're no longer interested in pleasing your man. You're more so like I can use sex to get him to do the things that I want him to do. And that's another big mistake in marriage.
Yeah.
So when the guy who finally meets you, hold him to the same standard married as when y'all started dating.
Yeah.
And for every lady who tunes in, like A lot of women will, and I was watching. Oh, I was watching a damn video on Instagram, and it was talking about how the guy gives 100% when they first start dating, and he pulls back from 100% to 90%. She complains. He gives her 95. Then he pulls back another 10% to 85. She complains. He takes it up to 90. The same thing you expected when y'all was dating, that 100%,
Hmm.
don't let that decline. That
Yeah.
100% should still be there throughout your marriage. It's not easy, but neither is marriage. You know, if you decide to marry somebody, marriage ain't easy. That shit takes work.
Yeah. Um, so what about this? What if a man makes like double the income that his woman makes? Do you feel like they should still go 50-50 on all bills?
It's marriage is in a once again that perfect world. Marriage is a 50-50 thing. The
Mm-hmm.
world ain't perfect. Um, Whoever makes more, because women are making more money these days.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, if you're with a guy, he makes less money than you. Make sure it's a strong guy, because if he's weak, you're a threat to him.
Mm-hmm.
But if a guy makes double the amount, or if a woman makes double the amount, no, it's not a 50-50 thing. It's you set up the bills, period. And we talked about the joint account and then the separate
Mm-hmm.
accounts. You set up
Yeah.
an account based on what the household bills is. How much can each of us comfortably put into this to where we still have some enjoyment money for ourselves?
Right.
If you don't have that, then you're living outside your means and you need to start scaling back on some things.
Mm-hmm.
But if a guy makes, if a let's say a woman makes 50,000 and a guy makes 100,000, why should he expect her to put the same thing in to the joint account that
Mm-hmm.
he does?
Right.
You should take on more responsibility. You make more money.
Okay.
And I know you ladies don't think this shit's gonna be fair, but the same thing for y'all. If you are willing to eat at the table with a man and you know he doesn't make the money that you make, don't expect him to put the same amount in, because the same way you should have some enjoyment money for yourself, he should
Mm-hmm.
also, and vice
Absolutely.
versa. If a guy makes $100,000 a year and his woman makes 50, there's no 50-50. You're already making twice her amount.
Right.
So you have to basically at that point say, okay, well, I'm gonna cover more of something so that you can still have your enjoyment money. You can still go out with your girls when you want to and not have to come to me and ask me for money. You can
Yeah.
still go get your hair and your nails done.
Right.
Cause Bridget got to get paid, and Bridget doing hair, and that ain't no bullshit. Like, she got to get paid. So when
I
she
need my
roll up in
money.
there, she ain't gonna be. Well, we gotta wait for your man to get here. No, you should have your own money,
Right.
take care, self care money, and
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it. So it's not always 50-50. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, it's rare that you get into a relationship with somebody who is 50-50.
Yeah.
But learn how to respect the other person where they're at.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Guys,
Cause
if you meet a woman who makes more money than you, accept that shit. Women are making more money than guys these days. Why?
yeah.
Because they are more go getters these days. Women got to
Yeah.
think about, if this nigga leave me, how can I take care of myself?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly how we're taught.
Marriage can be fun if
Mm-hmm.
you work on it. And I always equate everything to cars. If you go get your oil change, you get your spark plugs changed, you do all the things to maintain your car, you should do twice the maintaining in your marriage.
Yeah.
You don't maintain a marriage when that shit starts to go south. At that point, it's too late. You got to
What do you
maintain that shit daily.
What do you think keeps a marriage healthy?
Mm. Um, Open communication. That means when you're mad, don't sit there and go, well, you should know why I'm mad. Because if he's asking a question, he does not know why you're mad. he has no fucking clue why you're mad. And he's now getting mad that you're mad and he doesn't know why you're mad. Open
Mhm.
communication, like have those nightly conversations.
Yeah.
Um have fun with each other. Like once you stop having fun with each other, then you're just going through the motions. You're not married. You're going through the motions with your roommate.
Yeah.
So continue to have fun. Go on those same dates that you went on when you were dating.
Yeah.
Um, go out to places where you're both going to experience something new. That means get the fuck up from in front of the TV and ESPN, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You could watch the highlights later on. That shit ain't gonna change. Somebody won, somebody lost. Whether you watched it or not, that shit's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna win and somebody's gonna lose. But if your lady's going out by herself because you want to sit in front of the damn TV and watch the game, she's gonna find somebody else who is focused on her.
Yeah.
So find something that you can do outside the home where you can both enjoy it, both have fun, both laugh. Don't ever stop laughing. If you stop laughing, it's over. Um, marriage isn't easy, but it could be fun. You know,
Yeah.
marriage is hard as shit. You have basically put everything on the line for somebody who you just met a year ago. You're
Mhm.
putting all of your shit on the line. You're like, look, I'm a bet half of all my shit that you and I can make it forever.
Yeah.
And that's not always, it's not always true, but if you stop having fun, it's definitely not true.
Yeah.
Um, like for the crowd out there, like what are some of the things that you're into? You're single. What are some of the things that you would do, whether it's with your man or with your homegirls? Like, name one thing.
Me?
Yeah.
Um, like for fun?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I'm a homebody, but from time to time I enjoy like going to like hookah lounges or like a bar. I like going to festivals. I like bowling, even though I'm not like the best bowler. Um, I don't know. I feel like I want to explore more, because I feel like I work all the time, but I don't know.
So the most important thing for you, right, as a single person, anybody who you meet, anybody who who seems like they're interested in you and they want to get to know you, that should be their mindset. I want to get out
Hmm.
there and explore things. However, I don't mind sitting in the fucking house and watching a movie. But when
Yeah.
we're not doing that, I want to go out and explore. That's the type of person who would gravitate towards you and you would gravitate towards. You don't want to find somebody who's in the club, every Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday.
No.
That's not your bag. That's not what you do.
Yeah.
And yes, opposites attract, but only to a certain limit.
Yeah.
There's a fine line between opposites attract and opposites piss a motherfucker off.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I was in a relationship with a girl one time, and she loved the club.
Hmm.
And I got to the point where I grew the fuck up, and the club wasn't my bag anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit who's at the club and who didn't show up. But she had to be in the club. And literally, from Thursday to Saturday, she was hitting the club. And eventually, she
Yeah.
was hitting the club by herself because I was like, this ain't me.
Yeah.
Even my boys are like, okay, I'm not going to the club every day.
Yeah.
So I realized, and thankfully, I realized quick enough that she wasn't somebody who I wanted to be with because I didn't
Yeah.
want to be in the club every day. And there was a time in my life when I was in my 20s and shit. Yeah, fucking, I was Wednesday to Sunday in the club.
Yeah.
But when you start realizing that you're spending more money outside the house and you don't own a home yet, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
how much of that money could you really put towards building your future?
Right.
Because a night at the club, especially these days, that's $100 easy. At
Mhm.
least
Yeah,
$100
at the
easy.
minimum, yeah.
At the minimum, you about to blow $100. I
Yeah.
went out with one of my single friends one time, and I blew $400 at the fucking club, and I was like, I done lost my damn mind. $400?
Yeah.
We literally went to the club. No, well, we went to a couple of places. We went to the club. We went to the bar. We went over to Live and had not Live, a Horseshoe, and had some pizza. And when I woke up the next morning, looked at my bank account, I was like, "You've lost your fucking mind. You're too old for this shit. This shit you got to do with
Yeah.
your money, and that's not it."
Yeah.
So getting in a relationship with somebody and making sure that you have similar interests, even if you're
Mhm.
learning things from each other, even if you have similar interests, you can go a long way.
Yeah.
Um, I was thinking of something while I was talking, but of course I talk too damn much. Um, for the guys out there, can you tell them what they need to do to find a good woman? Because they'll find a woman.
A man,
Yes, a woman is everywhere, but how do they find a good woman?
a good woman. Um, I was talking to my sister about this recently. I feel like men, when I would say in your 20s, you basically go for women just strictly on the looks. Um, But something that I have noticed about some men, like I have male friends, and I've had a couple of men that have came at me like, oh, I talked to this girl and I talked to this girl. Which one you think look better? And I'm like, which one has better morals? Like, which one got their shit together? And it'd be crazy because the one that's like a little bit has a lot more sex appeal, maybe exotic looking, she got like four fucking kids. She ain't got no job. Don't got nothing going for herself. You know what I'm saying? But they like, oh, she be throwing that ass back, whatever. Like, they like her based on her sex appeal or whatever. And I guess the sex. But then the other woman who will still be a beautiful girl, but it won't, she won't be all exotic looking. You know what I'm saying? But she'll be college educated, own her own house, no kids. And I'm like, are you fucking dumb? Like, how is that even a question? Which one? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like men, of course, you have to be attracted to someone, but I feel like it's more important the type of woman that you choose. Like, is she a good person? Does she has good morals? Was she raised right? Um, could I see her being the mother to my children, or even if you already have children, is she good around my children? Is she good with money? Does she have goals for herself? Is she ambitious? I feel like that is way more important than strictly the looks of a woman. And I know men are very visual, but end of the day, like some of these men really be passing up some incredible women for women that is like you just have fun with for a night, and that's not who someone that you will really want to spend your future with. So I feel like men need to start really like with the based on the looks and more so like what a woman actually brings to you.
I agree, and like there has been women in my past who was, you know, like you said, just body out there and all of that. And then once I get to know them, I was the first thing that came to my mind was, what if you get this chick pregnant? I'm
Mhm.
saying like, is this the mother you want to raise your children? Because she
Yeah.
has no morals. Her moral compass is so screwed up. She don't know whether it's north or south.
Mhm.
And there was this one young lady that I dated for a while. I think we dated, well, not dated, but we were together for probably a couple of years. And when we finally broke up, the first thing I thought to myself was, "Yo, thank God you didn't get her pregnant." Like
Yeah.
there was nothing about her that said mother, wife.
Hmm. Yeah.
Everything about her said a good night. You know,
Mm. Yeah.
somebody to link up with on the weekends. But if you're linking up with somebody and that's all it is a link up, that's not your wife. You know what I'm saying? That's not somebody
Yeah.
who you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. I don't give a fuck how good she looks. I don't give a fuck if her body is flawless.
Hmm.
If her body's flawless but her mind is fucked, let it go. Like that's not who you want to deal with.
Right.
Um, I look at a lot of young ladies these days, and unfortunately, unfortunately, especially because of social media, young ladies these days will, or not young ladies, but shit, ladies in general, because there's older ladies who do the same fucking thing, will say, okay, well, this is what is attracting men on social media, so this is what I'm gonna make myself out to be.
Yeah.
Ladies, stand strong on who the hell you are. Stand firm on that shit. Or what do they say now? 10 toes down. Put ten
Hmm.
toes down on who the fuck you are, and do not change that shit for nobody. If you meet a
Hmm.
guy and he's not interested in a wholesome woman, and you are a wholesome woman, do not sit there and make yourself out to be something that you're not. Be that
Yeah.
wholesome woman. Like, be who the hell
Right.
you are,
Yeah.
and stand
I
firm on that shit.
yeah. I feel like sometimes people will try to like change you, but like you said, I feel like you have to stay true to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
despite, you know what I'm saying, what everybody else is out here doing, you know what I'm saying? I feel I actually had a conversation with a male friend about that because me and the male friend was talking and they're like, would you go on a date with an older guy for money but not do anything? And I said, no, for what? Like, I'm like, I get my own money. Like, I don't need to do stuff like that, and
Right.
they have other female friends that do stuff like that, and it's like I feel like some men see that like, okay, women can use their beauty to really trick men, but sometimes that's not everybody's cup of tea. That's not how everyone wants to operate. Me personally, that's not how I want to operate. I know if I wanted to, I could, but I don't feel the need to go out and use men for money. I'd rather go out and make my own money. So I feel like despite what I see and what I know I could do, I stay true to who I am and my morals, and I don't care what nobody think about me, and I'm not changing that for nobody.
Yeah, there's nothing to benefit from dealing with somebody just because of what they can do for you,
Yeah,
especially if you can do for yourself. And
exactly.
like I said, women are making more money these days. Women are making their
Yeah,
own bank. So if you're making your own bank, then you don't need a guy for money. That means
yeah,
meet a guy that you want, not that you need.
yeah. I feel like only I, I don't want to like put them in a box, but women that got to do shit like that, I feel like you not focused on getting your own money, that you watching somebody else's pockets or you figuring out how you could dig in somebody else's pockets. I'm not worried about digging in nobody's pockets. So I just feel like, like you said, women stay true to who you are. Don't let no man persuade you that, oh, you should go do this fans. You should go on a date with this guy. No, I feel like stay true to who you are, and if that's against what you believe in, then if a guy if you're dating a guy that's persuading you to try to do that, that's definitely not the type of man for you.
Like, find somebody who complements who you are. So if you're a go getter, either find somebody who's going to be your cheerleader or
Hmm.
somebody who's out there going to get it themselves. But understand, two go getters, two people who are out there trying to get it, it's going to minimize the amount of time that you get to spend with each other. Because if y'all both trying to get it, y'all don't have a lot of downtime.
Yeah,
So when y'all do have downtime, just appreciate that shit. You
yeah.
know, I have a really, really, really good friend of mine, um, and I look up to him because I watched his marriage in the very beginning, but they had a plan, and they
Okay.
had shit they planned on doing, and they would literally both work 16 hours a day, separate shifts though. So they would literally see each other in passing for months at a time.
Yeah.
But when they bought their first house, they put $60,000 down on that house.
Yeah.
You know, when once they got their house and they was able to slow down and start raising kids and stuff like that, there was certain things that was already in place because they built that foundation of we want to have it later on.
Yeah.
I look at their marriage now and I'm like, shit. They paid off their first house, gave that first house to the woman's mother, bought another house. Paid when they got their down payment was half of that. And I'm
Mhm.
like, so all this time when I'm out the club and I'm sitting there, you know what I'm saying, clubbing it up, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, how the fuck are y'all surviving as a marriage and y'all barely see each other? And now I'm looking at going, damn, I wish I'd have did that shit when I was in my 20s when y'all was sitting there passing each other up. I wish I had somebody who had that mindset with me.
Yeah.
Like
They was on a mission.
find something to focus on, something that you're going to build towards in a relationship and build towards it.
Yeah.
But if one person is all about spending money, the other person is about saving money, it won't work. You got to get on the same page, you
Yeah.
know how bills need to get paid. Okay, so we gonna wait till the bills are due to get paid, or we gonna pay them shits in advance because we got the money?
Right. Right.
Are we gonna drop the money on it? Okay, so we know how much the bill is. Just because it's not due, we know what the bill is. Pay it.
Right.
Why wait until it's due, and then something else comes up, and now you falling behind in your bills?
Right.
Um, and honestly, from what I've seen, from the women that I have a lot of conversations with, women are doing their own shit now.
Mhm.
Women are buying houses by themselves. Whereas, 15 years ago, there was guys that would go, well, I'm gonna have the flyest apartment. So when a woman comes see me, she's like, oh, this is really nice. Women are like, I'm gonna buy my own home so I can set myself up for the future.
Right.
So, guys, if you meet that woman who is setting herself up for the future, don't come to the table and be like, well, I'm just gonna watch you do your thing. Nah, I'm gonna add to this shit.
Right.
I'm gonna take some of this, some of the weight off your shoulders. If
Right.
you don't make as much, that's fine, but take the weight off her shoulders.
Yeah.
Make sure that you provide enough to the household that it makes her life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Whoever's the best at paying bills, let them pay the bills. Let
Yeah.
them be in charge of making sure that all the bills are paid. There are guys out there who can have $100,000 in their pocket and miss every damn bill payment because they're not good at that shit.
Right.
If you make $100,000 and your woman makes 30,000, but she's better at paying the bills, let her take over the damn household bills. Let
Yeah.
her be in control of that money. And
Yeah.
all you got to do is make sure that you basically offset what she's not making. Here, baby, this is for you. Go do your thing with it.
Yeah.
So we got a lot more to talk about, and we gonna keep chopping this up, especially when it comes to relationships and marriage, and where to build a relationship from, or where to build a marriage from. So keep tuning in.
Yep.
And yes, of course, since I'm on the show, we still gonna talk about sex and all that nasty shit. But sometimes the best conversations is about what happens when you're not having sex. You
Mhm.
know, how do you build that relationship when you're not having sex? So
Yep.
until then, keep tuning in.
Yep.
Um, join us next week. Well, we're gonna be talking about something, either relationship or sex, but it's definitely gonna interest you. If you're not able to join us live, you can tune into the rebroadcast on YouTube. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast from. We're there. Um, I am Don, the Pleasure Coach, and
Yep.
this is
And
my
I'm
co-host.
Bridget.
So tune in next week, chop it up with us, and let's see how we can shake this world up a little bit. Be easy,
Yep.
people.